Hello, hello, everybody. Happy summer. Happy hot girl summer. All my goddesses. Happy summer, all my bros. Happy sun. Happy sunshine. Happy living. Happy life. I want to talk about how we take our power back. How do we take our power back? This may be in a work situation where you may not know how to react to somebody who's changed the narrative of you. This may be in a community situation. It may be in a relationship where you feel devalued, disempowered. Or it just may be in a state where we all get, right? I really want to focus on this because so many people they use self-love and purpose and self-worth and all these things to be a new religion, a new perfection. So now they can say that they're never in a certain space anywhere where they may not know which way to go or where they don't get stuck. And that's just not what we do here, okay? My little purpose company and my platform is all about tapping into our humanity and letting everybody know that we're all the same person in different stages of our lives, okay? And the more that we can relate and pour, and the more that I can equip tools with my God-given talents, which is really just to take that reflection and that awareness and that enlightenment and make it global, the better, okay? So all of us, regardless how saved you are, regardless of how much you meditate, what have you, all of us get in certain places where sometimes we just feel discouraged. So how do we take our power back? I actually want to use a quick story about this beautiful community right here. It's called Balmoral, and you all may have heard, if you're in Houston, something on the news about some wild teens, okay, that came in here. And you all know these teens, they just got out of school, okay? So they're turned up. Some of them, no doubt, on Molly, alcohol, everything else. And, they pretty much took over, the community. They ran up in here and, just were everywhere. And then out in the parking lot, a few fights broke out. So, of course, it seemed like to be 100, but of course you remember those 3 or 4, right? That were just, too wild, okay? So anyway, I want to use this example because it's such a prominent example of how we take our power back. This community, right, decided as a collective that instead of focusing on all of our energy going to those teens, we're going to use this opportunity to talk about how we've been falsely advertised, thinking that this was a residential space. Use it as an opportunity to change that media narrative away from just the focus on, the destruction to, how we haven't been given proper, security, how were all these unsupervised teens able to come up here? The fact that profit has been prioritized over the purpose that we bought into this community, right? That we had a resident focused amenity. So there's 3 things that we did with this situation that everybody has the capacity to do. And I just want to give the Balmoral community a shout out. A few of my sisters in the group recommended me to speak, and but you all know I love being a voice for things I'm passionate about, and asked me to be on the news. But you know what? This community got it. I mean, I think I was reached out to for an interview Wednesday, like the rules have changed. We were able to bring that corporation to like the negotiating table pretty much. And these were things we have been asking for some of us a year, some of us 2 years, but we used something that seemed bad and turned it into good. And so I want to talk about that today because not a lot of us know how to do that when we are in situations where we just want to react, right? And another important thing that's important to point out is the fact that having support and outlets to talk things through, and community was so important to get in alignment. Okay, so the very first thing that we did to take our power back, that all of us need to do in a situation where we're feeling disempowered, devalued, bewildered, in disbelief, right, is to pause, literally pause, and decide, how do we want to react to this? How do we want to react to this so that we don't waste our energy just because we want to go off the deep end on what happened to us, okay? So, whether you're in that relationship, that workspace, just that place in life, what have you, where you just may be feeling like, oh my goodness, I just want to take my car, drive on the highway 90, whatever it may be. Pause and decide, how do I best want to react right now? Sometimes that reaction is, I need to go outside. I need to go work out. I need to call this girlfriend. I need to talk it through with so-and-so and so-and-so. Instead of screaming at somebody's head, that you may be going into it with, instead of pressing send on that work email, what have you. You know what I'm saying? So first of all, we paused because this community had a lot of eyes on it, a lot of media attention, and we could have used this platform to just say, yeah, I can't believe them, these blah, 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 thugs, da, 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 da. The typical, right? But instead, we thought about it. Anybody could have done that. Anybody could have done that to our community, and that's the problem. We're too vulnerable, and we've been saying this for a long time. So how can we react to this in a way that's going to bring about some positive change? Because if we say we can't believe it, and Balmoral says we can't believe it, and oh my goodness, they'll never come back, or it's over, it's an isolated incident, right? That doesn't change anyway. No, the deeper issue here is, how did this happen? Why did this happen? Okay, it happened because we were overpromised on something. It happened because we've been underinvested in terms of the high fees that we pay in HOA here, okay? So that actually brings me to my next point, is that another way that you take your power back, right, is that you make sure you control your narrative, okay? Because, many people, we were pretty much up against a corporation in this sort of battle, right? And their statement about the residents and our protests were, they're just taking one isolated incident which we have no control over, and they're just, blabbing at the mouth, basically. But when you recognize that you have power too, see, the only people that believe that they're powerless, says Alice Walker, are the only people that, the most common way to give up power is basically believe that you don't have any. So yeah, they've got a big corporation. Yeah, they got PR teams and everything, but we do have a voice, and we do have our story, we do have our truth, and we do have our experiences. So we use this opportunity to talk about how we were advertised as community, how Bend Falls has been turned into a theme park where everybody's been able to come every single day. We can't even get in, can't even get seats to it sometimes, and we're the biggest investors of it. And so instead of focusing our energy in the wrong place or combating what somebody else was saying about us, we're just ungrateful residents who are blowing one situation out of, the water and being disproportionate in our reaction. We use it to tell our story. We've all got the opportunity to do that in any situation that we are in, right? Control our narrative, tell our truth and our story. But that point number one is important first, to pause and to think about it before doing it so that it comes across effectively. And so at the end of the day, even if many sides were heard and somebody wants to believe another side, at least you stood up for yourself, and at least your truth is out there. Okay. And the very, very, very last thing in terms of how we take our power back, really, I mean, this is just, gosh, I just love life. This is such a beautiful example of this. Okay. Realize that things that seem to be coming to you for destruction can actually work out for your good. They can work out for your good. It's the recognition and the constant awareness that we really do have ownership of our lives, and that even the worst things really can't help us. That incident has caused this entire community full of people with diverse backgrounds, okay? Just all walks of life, all industries, all races, everything, to really come together and say, we're a community and we love each other and we wanted the best of our mutual experiences here. There's been more community meetings. There's just been a outpouring of love. I've been here today. I'm telling you guys, the energy has been just like this before. The energy has been different. I've walked in here before and felt like people were looking at me like, am I a resident? Or maybe this is mine, or what have you. Now, I don't know what you think of me, maybe based on my color, my age, my hair, my dress, what have you. But at least it seems like we're all on one accord now, right? We've taken that bad and turned it into a positive. So think about wherever you are, if something is discouraging you, how does this help me? Why is this bothering me? This helps me to think about what triggers me. It helps me to think about what I need to heal from. It helps me to think about what I don't want, what I don't like, so I can move further and further and run to what I do. I love you all very, very much. I hope you are having an amazing existence wherever you are. Join me, by the way, at Hot Girl Mindset, because that is what we are all about at this time. Go to https://hotgirlmindset.eventbrite.com. It is the focus of my self-care club. Everybody who's a part of my membership this month will be invited to an exclusive event that I can't believe I have the opportunity to be a part of with a few millionaires. We're going to dive into wealth strategies, mindset, healing, wellness, everything. All right. Peace and love.